in this short video, I wanted to talk about something. This is something actually me and my buddy were talking about the other night, and I figured I'd make the video about it. This video will be how to not to kill your automatic transmission or how to prolong the life of it. So I know that this doesn't apply to all cars, but it will apply to most of the cars. And by the way, if you're drinking your beers, cheers. Beer of choice today, this bad girl, St. Paul's girl, straight out of Germany. Alright, so first thing first, every transmission is definitely different, but some things do apply. If you have a newer car, like lower mileage car, definitely make sure that you go through the specified intervals for changing transmission fluid, and always change transmission filter if applicable when you do that. If you have somewhat newer car, I mean, you can even do transmission flush, but if you have a high mileage old car, absolutely do not do a transmission flash. That actually, because most of the time if you do full transmission flash on an older car, you're actually gonna have seals pretty much that's gonna start to leak, and it's not gonna hold pressure as well. And these automatic transmissions, most of them operated under pretty high pressures inside, and then you're gonna have problems with it not shifting properly or slipping or crazy things like that. So that was number one. Tip number two, make sure that when you stand in traffic, I know sometimes it feels like it's better for the engine to throw the car in from drive to neutral or to park. That is actually not good for transmission, and I'll explain why in a second. I just gotta light up my cigar first. So I start up my torch over here. By the way, cigar of the day is Olivia. Olivia First Harvest 2009. Quality cigar right here. Alright, so the reason why it's not good to throw car in traffic from a drive to neutral or to park when you sit in traffic is because when you're in a drive, the transmission is actually, all of the fluid is under pressure, exactly what transmissions need for easier shifts. So everything under proper pressure. When you throw it to neutral, for example, the pressure is not it's not the same anymore. So when you're gonna slam it from neutral back to drive, that's actually gonna hurt transmission. Not much, but little by little. If you keep doing that consistently, you're actually going to possibly have some transmission issues later on. So another tip: when you park, especially if you're on incline or decline, do not just put it in park. Put the e-brake on first, and then put it in park. That will actually be a lot easier on transmission, especially when you start it back up. When you're gonna shift from park to drive, you're not gonna have that thunk that you usually would get from the transmission. I guess, what else? I'm not going scripted, I'm just going for whatever me and my buddies talked about last night. Oh yeah, do not ever use any type of additives that are not manufacturer specified additives, like that fix it all type of bullshit in a can that you can buy for transmission. Don't do that. Yeah, some of them guarantee you that they'll prevent hard shifts, prevent leaking and stuff like that. The thing is, there is nothing in the can that's gonna fix your transmission. All it will do is delay it a little bit by putting a band-aid on it. But the thing is, like especially the stop leak shit, what it does, it's gonna condition some seals, so they're gonna swallow a little bit, so that they're not gonna leak as much. But not every seal needs to be conditioned in there. Some of them are perfect, and by you recondition them even more, that's actually gonna hurt them more than anything. So definitely do not put any type of fix in the can. It might fix things for a little bit. Maybe if you're just, one of those people that just tries to put some shit in the transmission and try to solve the car and make it somebody else's problem. But if it's your car, if you're the one planning driving it, do not ever add any additives to the transmission. It's not gonna be worth it. It's gonna do more harm than good in the long run. Sorry, I'm talking too much. My cigar keeps going out. And last but not least, so again, there is lots of controversy on the internet about it, but somebody that's been working on cars for a while, and especially like if you logically think about it, it will make sense. So you'll see a bunch of people saying you don't need to warm up your car, you do need to warm up your car, blah blah. That the most wear is on a cold start. There is some truth to it, but the thing about transmission. So all of the additives in the transmission, all of the detergents, all of the additives that are in it, don't start to work usually once you hit more than 5 Celsius. So like usually, and especially if you live in colder climate, and let's say it's below 0, freezing temperatures. If you start the car, smack it and drive and go right away, trust me, that fluid is not doing the job that it's supposed to be doing. It doesn't. It's not same viscosity as it should be. By you warming up the car a little bit, like I'm not saying leave it running for half an hour, but even by you warming it up a little bit, that actually warms up transmission fluid just a little bit, and that would help transmission shift better. Especially if you have an older car, you'd notice once the car warms up, usually you have a little bit better shift points. Kind of same idea. So I would definitely suggest if you live in colder climate, when you start the car up, just give it a few minutes and then start going. And of course, don't go ham as soon as you start going, but before the engine and transmission temp warms up, because you're probably gonna hurt some stuff. Alright guys, so that's kind of the quick tips I have for you, how to not to kill your transmission or how to prolong the life of your transmission. If you have any questions, please hit me up. If you haven't subscribed yet and you like my channel, please hit subscribe, hit thumbs up if you like it. If I suck, hit thumbs down. I'll appreciate it too. Alright guys, hopefully you have a good day or night, and take care.